Hey, 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 it's Tia, baby. And I am back with another video. So I hope you don't hear any banging because I have noisy neighbors upstairs and they're just so disrespectful. So we're just going to ignore that if you hear any. That's just a disclaimer. So I'm gonna talk about the Selena Netflix series that's supposed to be coming out. Don't know when. Someone said October. I don't know. There's still no release date that I've seen online. But I also wasn't really researching about that because I really don't care too much about the series. But like I said, I'll watch it just to because I'm curious to know what it's going to be about. Cause I already seen who the top producers are, and it's Abraham and Suzette Quintanilla. So I already know it's gonna be some bullshit. They're gonna cover up shit and they're gonna make it all glamorous. Basically, probably just like the damn movie. But who knows? I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the person that's playing Chris. And his name is Jesse Poise. Now, I don't know much about him at all because I never heard about him. But he is the younger brother of Tyler Poise.
Hello. We are the Posies. Not the only Posies, because there are other families in the world that have the same last name. I am Tyler Posey, and this, Jesse Posey. And we, today, are in, I'm not really sure, where are we? We're shooting for Twa magazine. The first stuff we were wearing, it was just this kick-ass punker spikes everywhere. I had a Misfits patch, big patch on the back of my back, and Punk is a good. That's one of our favorite bands. It was a good greaser kind of punkish look. I'm not a huge fashion dude, so I don't really know what goes into fashion. I wear Vans and t-shirts, kind of close to what I'm wearing right now. Got a ring on. I don't really wear too much jewelry, so this is kind of a first. And we're about to go to Skate Lab and shoot in the skate museum. And we'll probably be more. It's more of our scene. Definitely. Earlier we were in the woods. It's not where we usually hang out. That's where I hang out.
Which I never heard because I don't really watch a lot of teen shows. But I know his brother. I've researched that his brother Tyler Poise was on Teen Wolf. He was like the star on Teen Wolf. On MTV's Teen Wolf. But Jesse Poise was born in 1994, so I believe he's 25. He's from California. He is biracial, so his mom is Cindy Garcia. Cause that when I saw a picture of him, I was like, he don't even look Hispanic. But his mom is Mexican and his father is white. But he's an actor. I'll have information about him. He's an actor. Fun fact, he was supposed to play Danny Tanner on Full House, but I guess he didn't get it. I don't. Instead, Bob Saget got the role. And he also played in RoboCop 3, basically a lot of movies from the early 90s or late 80s, stuff like that. His mother was a physical trainer, I guess for like, physical trainer. But she passed away. Unfortunately, she passed away from breast cancer. So I'll have some information about her. It's not too much information about her, but I'll give a brief information about her in the video. But back to the series. So I went on Facebook and I got an alert. And most time on Facebook, like if you have friends or if you're connected with someone on Facebook or if you're following someone on Facebook, they post something new, you would get an alert. So I got an alert and it was from Chris Perez, and it stated that he had a new post on his he posted something new on his news feed. So I checked it out and I saw a picture of the guy that's playing him in the series. And he stated that he didn't know anything about the series. I mean, he knew about the series, but he didn't have anything to do with the series. He was like, no one gave him a script. No one he don't know what the series is about. No one asked him or, asked his input or anything. He don't even know about the guy that's playing him. But he said he's curious to know, what's going to happen in the series. And I was just like, bam, that's all I need to know. Valid, just valid reason why I feel the way I feel about Abraham. Like, why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you present this to him to get so he can have his input so maybe he can help you know or coach the guy that's playing him, anything. Like, why you did not introduce him to Chris? Why didn't you let him interview Chris so he can see what the mannerisms or whatever the case may be? Like, why did you just leave him out like you did every other, event? Because I talked about in another video that that her family, primarily Abraham, did whatever they could to make him uncomfortable for him to attend the Hollywood Star for Selena. And I will have information about that in this video, as an update, update. But this is just my reason of why I feel the way I feel about Abraham. Like, why are you so evil? Why is he so evil? Why is he so evil towards Chris? What did Chris do to you, Abraham? And I'm speaking in third person. Like, what did he do to you for you to treat him like this? Like, I don't get it. Like, he's such a control freak, but it's just to the infinity. Like, he's just very controlling. He wants everything his way. I don't get it. And I just think it's just wrong and disrespectful for him to not show Chris the script or let the actor, talk to him or include him. This man, Chris, is so respectful. No matter what Abraham did to him, no matter how this man treated Chris, Chris will always have the utmost respect for this man. I don't see how he can do it because it wouldn't have been me. But I know he's doing it for Selena. But sometimes you just have to, like, let him have it. Like, let him have it. Let it out. Because that's the only way. Because probably to to Abraham, he probably sees Chris as a pushover, as a punk, because he's never really like confronted him and went ham on him, went off on him when he should have. Even when Selena was alive, he should have went off on him. And why I say this, because I'm reading some of my comments I've read that, people are saying that there was, speculations that Abraham laid his hands on Selena as an adult. And that I have not researched it yet. I have not heard anything about that yet, but several, individuals in my comment section has stated that they've read or heard or saw an interview in Mexico, that Selena was backstage and she did something that Abraham didn't approve of and slapped her or hit her. And so I responded with that. I said, what? I said, what? Why? And they said that she was in her 20s. She was probably already married. More than likely she was. Well, yeah. And that he hit her because he didn't agree with something she did or said or whatever. And I was like, okay, so was Chris there? And they said that they don't know if they were there. The person said that in the interview, it was stated that some of the people from the venue was there, but they was afraid to say anything to him. And I said, well, were the band members there? And they was like, in the interview, it didn't state that any of the band members were there or around when it happened. So they don't know, but they know that people from the venue saw it, but they was afraid to say anything. And I'm like, well, if that was, and this was allegedly, but if that was true, I said Selena should have hit him back. I mean, yes, you honor your mother and father, but you're an adult. You're a grown woman. And no grown-ass man should be hitting a grown-ass woman, daughter or not. Daughter or not. You should not be laying your hands on no grown woman. No woman, period. But especially a grown woman. Like if it was if she was a child and she was out of line and said something, then okay. You probably have okay, I can understand that. But if she's an overly grown woman and you putting your hands on her like she's 2, or I mean like she's like 5 or 6 being mischievous, that's that don't fly with me. If I was Selena, I would have hit him back. She should have hit him back, and then she should have told Chris that that he hit her and let Chris handle it. One of those two. But I don't know if that's true or not. That was allegedly. I don't know. I didn't do any further research on that. I just was told that from several people in my comment section. If you know of what I'm talking about, please let me know where I can, research that at. Please give me the link or the website or the name of the video, something of that nature, so I can research it myself and look more into it. But back to the series. Back to what I was saying about how Chris is, so respectful of this man, regardless of, how Abraham has treated him in the past and present. Remember I talked about that Chris, and I want to fix a mistake. I believe in one of the videos I said that Chris was planning a series that talks about their love, but instead he made a book because Abraham was trying to sue him. Now let me fix that. The series was based on the series that Chris was going to make was based on his book. So he already made the book out, but he was going to make a series based on it. So I guess we can have a virtual experience or like a visual of what the book was, about. He presented it to Abraham, but Abraham shot it down. Why? Because I further read that back when Selena passed away, Abraham forced, this is allegedly, but I think it's true because I read it through Chris's words. he forcefully, well, it said duress. And duress means force. It can mean violent. It can mean threats, all of that. To do for threats on a person, a violent threat, violent or threats or force on a person to do something that they against their will. So that's what Abraham did. He used, and Chris used the word duress, and I looked it up, and I will also have the definition of duress in this video. So he basically forced him. No, he didn't basically. He forced him to sign a document to sign over his rights as a husband to Abraham. So Abraham has full full responsibility over Selena, the name, the singer, the voice, the merchandise, everything. He has total rights over all of that. And he made him sign that around the time that she passed. What the fuck? That's what you can think about after everything that's going on. You could not wait to make this man sign over his rights as a husband because you despise him so much and you want full control. You want all the money in the world. That's greed, and that's a deadly sin. One of the deadly sins. But you claim you so high and mighty on your religion, but you are just a devil. Like, Abraham is a devil. I'm sorry, Selena, for talking about your dad like this, but he's showing his true colors. Like, it's just crazy. It's wrong. It's just so wrong. And I just feel like, why you suing this man? You allegedly suing this man because you don't want him to come out with a series. Why? Why can't he show? Why can't he tell the world, the human side of Selena through our eyes? Why he can't do that? What's wrong with that? What is that series going to do to you or to your family? Nothing. Nothing. It's innocent. Chris did nothing wrong to Selena. So what do you have to worry about? But yet you make a series years later, and from what I've heard, is because he's doing a series because someone else did a series based on some secrets and stuff. Bitch, regardless, and I'm talking bitch in terms of Abraham. Regardless of the fact if you put out a series or not, the people are still going to put out whatever they want. You can't stop everybody from doing everything. You're not God. You're not the master. So who are you to stop somebody from making their money or putting out something? You can't control everything. So regardless of the fact that you put a series out or not, the person that put out that secret series or whatever was going to put it out regardless of you doing it or not. So what sense does that make? None. Then you make a series. You already made a movie. You already started looking for people a week after she passed away, which is crazy to me. And I'm glad that Salma Hayek did not take on that role because she said it herself that it was odd. She didn't understand it.
Hi, Andy. Hey, great job on the New Year's Eve show.
Thank you.
Are the rumors true that you were originally offered the role of Selena but turned it down?
Yes. That is true. Yeah. Because they offered it to me like a week after she died. Right. A little bit distinct.
It's just crazy. I just feel like this series is going to be a complete mess. I'm curious to know what it's about. I don't really care for the series, but I'm just curious to know what it's about so I can give you content on what my opinions and my thoughts about that series. But I just want to give you a brief description of this Jesse Poyce. Oh, also, I also researched on him that he had linked nude photos of himself. The guy that's playing Chris Perez. Um, and he didn't do a good job, according to the statement. He didn't do a good job with concealing himself because he had a known tattoo on his arm that matches, Jesse Poyce, and it was him. He was sending the photos to an unidentified person, and it got linked out. I will have more information in this video. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, but you, Abraham, I'm sure he had done his research on who's playing who. So you choose this guy. I'm not saying that this guy Jesse Poyce is a bad person. He's not. But you got a reputation now that you have a linked nude photos of yourself online, and you use this person to play Chris' husband, but then I mean Chris' husband, Selena's husband. But hey, I guess he was like, oh, he don't care about Chris, so I'll just get anybody to play him. I'm not saying that Jesse Poyce is anybody, but I'm just saying the fact that he has that type of reputation, but yet you slapped around your daughter allegedly because she done something against your will. But yet you're hiring somebody that is known to have that has linked nudes of himself on the internet that's playing her husband. But I guess because it's her husband, it doesn't matter. That's just dirty. That's just wrong. Like, no offense to Jesse Poyce. I mean, we're human. We make mistakes. But I'm just talking about I'm thinking in the mind of Abraham, how he's so controlling, how he's so religious and all of that. But yet you find someone that has a reputation of linked to nudes, and you use him as the person to play her husband, the person that she loves the most in the world, her best friend, the love of her life, and her
Very
work.
romantic, and she craved that too from me. You know what I mean? It was, she wanted to know all the time, wanted to feel all the time that it was special, and I did it as much as I could, and I made her feel that way, But she did it all the time to me, all the time. I mean, there wasn't, I was always happy with her. Chris PEREZ.
One word. El amor de mi vida.
I just don't understand his hatred towards Chris. I don't understand it. Was he jealous of Chris? Like, I don't understand the hatred. If you love your daughter the way you claim you do, then you will want her to be happy. And the man made her happy. You didn't make her happy because she stayed crying every time you come around. She tried to get away from you. They were trying to get a new house. They wasn't trying to stay in that house that was next door to them. They were they were in the process of building a house away from her dad. And once she had completed, if she would have completed that album, that crossover album, bye-bye Abraham. Bye-bye manager. She would have had bigger and better managers that will take her places that her father could not take her. Now, yes, she was sad. She was scared to leave her family because that's all she knew. But that was just the fear of the unknown. But I believe that it would have been better for her because she would have been out of her father's shadow, out of her father's control. She would be able to have all the money that she's made instead of partial because Abraham was in charge of the funding from her career. He was in charge of the sponsorships. He was in charge of what she made perform in her performance, in her interviews, anything that's dealing with her singing career. He had control over those finances, and he split them up, and she got the last penny. She split it up. He split it up, allegedly. He gave her what he thought she should have. Nah, she should have had all of that. She was the one that's making. Now I'm saying, yes, the band members have their percentage, but she should be the one to dictate who and where the money goes to because she is the star. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what his obsession with Chris is in terms of his hatred. I don't know what his obsession with Selena is in terms of his control. He got some dark secrets. He got some deep issues. His ass need to be rotting in jail with Yolanda, in my opinion. But that's all I have today. I just wanted to give a brief description on the person that's playing Chris. I will do another video next week about the person that's playing Selena in this series. So stay tuned, and I'll be back with more videos. Peace.